Miss Speaker, you can start your talk now, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, one and all. As ma'am already introduced me, thank you so much, ma'am. My name is Sweta Choudhury. Let me give you a short intro about myself. I recently submitted my thesis in accounting, and I have been in the line of education for the last 8 years, and it has been an amazing journey. Let me tell you, the education fraternity itself is changing so much that I feel it's very important that we introduce the very, very important concepts in our kids' life, which is why I chose today's topic to be financial literacy. And with this, I would like to start with the session. Okay, so as we are here and as we are about to talk about financial literacy, I would like to ask the audience, to ask you guys, what is it that you understand by the term financial literacy? What are your thoughts? You can put it on the chat box. I can see it from here. So you could just write down whatever it is. It could be a term, it could be a sentence, whatever are your thoughts. Please just pen it down on the chat box. Okay, I'll give you a minute for it.
Miss Shweta, they will be posting their questions in the chat box of the website. So they did not yet. Maybe like after 5 minutes, they will start. They'll post the questions.
Okay, so they cannot answer me right away.
No, it's not an interactive session.
Oh, okay, done, no problem. So now that we are here, we will continue with the further part. So let me just tell you, we all know financial literacy, and it has been a buzzword for the last few years. But what exactly it is? Okay, it is basically about equipping any individual. It could be you, me, it could be kids. Okay, with the tools and the need to make the right decision with money. Okay, money is something that is that is limited. Okay, if we want, we have to make a better use of money so that we are taking care of all the needs that we want. Okay, we basically try to learn it in a better way so that we are able to manage it better and we achieve a better financial well-being. So by teaching kids about financial literacy, we empower them to develop a very, very strong foundation for the financial background that they're supposed to have in the future. Okay, think about yourself when you were a kid, when you just passed away, when you start getting a first salary. Were you managing your money well? Did you spend a lot? I regret it. There was time that I spent a lot of money. I could have saved. I could have started my investments way before had I known the knowledge, hadn't done the knowledge. So I feel in today's evolving world where we are already exposing the kids so much, with technology, why not bend them in the right way? Show them the right direction, give them the actual knowledge that is going to not only help them, but also their future as well. Okay. Which is why financial literacy is one thing that is very important. And it's going to come from you. You know, we know that kids are very receptive. They listen to everything, they hear everything. They are very nice with technology, they better than us at times. So it tried to introduce this particular terms of financial literacy within the conversation that you have with your kids. Okay, and further, if when you see it, you will see there's a change. I have experienced a few parents who have come back to me where I talk to them about financial literacy with the kids, where they tell me that yes, now there is a change. The child is not demanding for a lot of things. So this is something where we try to inculcate at a very young age to the child. Yes, this is money. This is how it is being earned. This is how much we are spending, and this is how much we will left. Okay. But why is it important for kids? Okay, you may say that why now? We can do it later on. Let them complete their, studying. Let them complete their graduation, schooling after that. So let me tell you that financial literacy is crucial, because it lays the groundwork work for them, okay, for the financial well-being, for their livelihood. And if you teach them at the right age, at a very early age, we help them develop this habit. So rather than it becoming something that you need to practice and do, it becomes a habit for them. And you're making them responsible for all the decisions that they take. Okay. So it helps them empower, it gives them confidence, it gives them a way of leading their life themselves. They can navigate the way they want. They know what future they are planning to. They know proper amount of funds that will be required for that future. So it's not something that you will that comes upon as we grow old. No, it's something that we need to imbibe in the kids, so that ultimately it prepares them for a secure financial future. Okay. So there are few key things that we need to know when it comes to financial literacy. I'm sure a lot of you must know. But then when it comes to kids, these are the bullet points that we need to go through. First is saving. Teach your kid to save. For the future goals. A lot of parents give pocket money to the kids. I know a few of them do not, support our and they're not in favor of it. But then if you are giving them pocket money, teach them from this pocket money how to save it. Okay, give them some kind of a long-term goal. Tell them this is your goal at the end of the week or end of the month or whatever it is. Let them have that understanding of saving. Okay. Second is budgeting. So, for example, if a child is asking you for a particular toy or something which is pretty expensive, now the kids are very expensive. They will straight away ask you for iPads and all those kind of things. Okay, help them understand how to have that saving, have a budget, complete that particular time period, have, spend money, use money, whatever it is, and then let them decide whether they want to buy it or not. Help your child understand the concept of where money is coming in and where it is going out. Make them understand whether or not to buy a particular toy is a good choice or not. So for this, you have to be very transparent with your kid. Technology is a boon and a curse. And if you say that my child is spending 12 hours a day or in front of the system day in day on playing games, scrolling reels, Instagram, let them do the correct one as well. Give them some time to make sure they understand it is all out there. All they have to do is, you have to show them the right path. So help them do that. Third point that you could do is very important key concept of financial literacy is earning. Teach them the different ways through which you can earn money. Even if the child is very young, you can give them small housework chores. Just go fill some water, they get $10. You'll get $5, whatever it is. Okay, complete your homework on time, you'll get this much. Get me this much score, you'll get it. So let them understand that you need to work or you work and then you earn money. This is a very important value that you are imbibing in them. Okay. They have to understand it is work and hard work, and only after that they will become responsible person and they will understand that yes, I've worked, I've got this money. Now I need to understand how I'm saving it and how much I'm budgeting it, what else I'm doing. And finally, the last key concept of financial literacy is none but investing. Okay. So you might say this is very, very, very far-fetched. It's not something that my 10-year-old can understand and do. But then let me tell you, you're wrong. They do understand. I'm not telling you to, set up a portfolio in the market and give them thousands of rupees so that they can invest. But introduce the concept to them. Ask them what is their understanding of it. Because investing is something which is simplified. Okay, you need to explain how money will grow. You need to say that if you're earning, you're spending as well. But then if you're not investing, you're not growing your money. So you need to explain it to them. If the child is very young, just start by explaining it to them and then see if they're curious enough in certain ways of investment. If the child has grown up, show them the different portals which is available. There are beautiful videos, beautiful things out there in the world that you can show them and talk to them about. So these are the few things that are pretty important and very basic when it comes to financial literacy of the child. I wanted to do an activity. I'm gonna say this is an activity that we could do. You can do the same with your kid and understand what your child is going through, what the child is thinking, and how you can change and mold and give them the right way. Okay, so a small question you can ask is, suppose Sarah receives $10 as birthday gift. She wants to give a new toy, but she also wants to save the money. So what do you think this girl Sarah should do? Just ask such question. Give them an option also. See, I think there are 4 options that I can give over here. There are 4 things that can Cannot. She can spend all the money that she has on any toy that she wants. Okay. So if the child is very young age, they may say yes, yes. But then you need to give them other options also. Give them this window where they can explore and understand the options and scenarios. Second could be save half the money and spend half the money, which is a good one. You can encourage if the child is, consistently moving towards no, I want to do A. You can, you can just push them towards B. Give all the money for something bigger in future. Now, this is something that comes very rare, but then I'm not saying it's not. It depends upon how you have well equipped the child with the knowledge of financial literacy, and they give all the money to her friend. Now, this is very, very, very rare. But then there are different scenarios that can happen depending upon the child's level of understanding, empathy, kindness, his knowledge itself, it on itself. The child can understand this and the child will give you the answer. Try it after a few of the sessions as well. As you keep talking during dinner times, try after a few months and then ask a similar kind of question. You'll see there's a change. Why? Because now the child is seeing consistently that there has been certain information of income, expense, money coming, money going, saving. So now the child's vision, the child's perspective changes a bit. This is something that could be done as well. Next, teaching financial literacy to the children is pretty important. Start early, start early. You might say that no, the child will not understand this, not the proper age, but then it's not. A age as early as 5 years old is pretty good enough for the child to understand money. They are very, very, very smart. The generation that are coming on, they're pretty smart. So please start early. And this make them see here they're saying that you can start in preschool. So a simple concept of I give you 10 rupees, $10, you give me this much. Just inflow, outflow, basic things for the first few months or first few years. Okay, make it relatable to you. Use your real life examples. Okay, all of you go to malls, all of us go to malls, we take the kids along, we send the kids to the games zone and all those things. Tell them when you go to the game zone, what are the expenses that are there. This is what you want to play. Okay, this is how much. Now, which one would you like to play? Give them a real life scenario and make them understand. We feel like, oh, no, this is not something that they need to understand it now. Let them grow up. They're very young. No, give them the option. They have the right to know it all. So give them the option. Let them at least give their opinion to you. You'll get to understand their level at that point. Okay. Hands-on learning is something that is very, very crucial. Encourage practical activities that involves money to, make any kind of financial decision of on any kind of concept. So for example, there are assets and liabilities, right? So assets are something that helps you to gain money. Liability is something that helps you to pay off money. So let's say the particular child, a very young child is there, and you can tell the child that, look, this is the house. Okay, we have another house. From their house somebody else is staying, right? So when somebody else stays over there, they give us some money at the end of the month, and that is nothing but income, so it becomes an asset. So it's a real life example. The child can relate that yes, this is happening in the real world, this is happening in my life, in my household. So it becomes more and more clearer to them. And finally, reinforce positive habits. Please, please, please start it young. And trust me, I'm telling you this, that you will see a change. If you have a child which cries and throws tantrum for gifts and toys and this and that, start doing this, give it some time, and you see the child saying, no, I don't want it anymore. I'm sure of it. It's going to happen. Okay, so please reinforce some positive habits. Reward the child. So, for example, if the child is completing something, give them some money. Let the amount be very little, but then let him know that he has completed a work. He's getting a reward in terms of money, in terms of whatever you feel is correct. Monopoly is a game which is well both. I'll be jotting down a few of the things that you could do in future. But this is something that is very, very important when it comes to your kids. Okay, give benefits. First, you need to understand the benefits of financial literacy. Only then you can invite them to your kids. So you need to have a better management of how money is there in front of you. A lot of us, we earn money, we give our money to some kind of a broker, some kind of a SIP, some kind of a person who takes care of it, which is okay, which is perfectly fine. But then when it comes to making your child understand, have a basic knowledge of it so that you can pass on the same, and at least the correct one. Okay. So you need to have a better, when you do this for quite a long period of time, you will see that there is better money management skills. Okay. They develop a very strong foundation of understanding income and expense, money inflows and outflows, simple concepts, but they will be pretty much well aware of it. Okay. It will help them make a better decision maker. They will be able to make a better choice of where to spend money, where to save money, and where to invest money. It increases their confidence as well. Not only confidence, independence is something that is also very important. You need to be independent by yourself. By the time the child has completed the schooling, the child will be very well be independent to know what it is that has to be done if they get some money. Okay. The first time they can start getting the salary, or they start business and they start working, they know what to do. So they can take control of their finances, become more confident in managing their own money. Okay. And finally, it will also help them reduce the risk of financial difficulties. We all saw COVID-19 a couple of years back. We know so many people lost jobs, so many people were bankrupt, so many people were, it was horrible. A better financial literacy background will help them to be strong in such situation also. We cannot predict the situations. We do not know what it is going to be tomorrow. We have no idea of it. We should be prepared for it. And it is not like, I have to be a millionaire to be financially secure. No, can start very young, and it can start at a very good pace at the same time. So please make sure that you understand first importance, and you can invite the same to your kids as well. It can be a 1 hour, a half an hour session. It could be 20 minutes, whatever it is. Some lunchtime session, anything of that sort could work out. Okay. And yeah, like I was saying, there are few things that you could work on. When I talk about financial literacy, you could, books. Kids like to read. You can give them a few books. Okay, books like The Money Tree or Alexandra Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday. These are certain things, certain books that the child is enjoying reading. He's inculcating a habit. At the same time, the child is able to understand the financial knowledge that it requires. Okay, if the child is glued to the laptop, to the phone, to the tabs, help them download these particular gaming apps like Bankro or Money Metropolis or Monopoly, whatever it is. These are certain things that can be done. They are going to spend time on the digital platform. Why not take it for the correct part? Okay. Okay, online resources, give them certain website. I'm not telling you to give them all the websites, but in certain websites which gives them proper knowledge of financial education. Okay, so the child will be there. The child will be able to see. Okay, fine. People are talking about crypto so much. And this is what crypto is. This is the platform. Do not give them the access to it, but then you can definitely show it to them, discuss it with them, and take it forward with them. Okay. All in all I could say is financial literacy is very important in today's world, for the child to be aware of what it is that takes to make a better, secure future. Okay. I hope that you all like the session. I hope that the concept was through. And if you have any questions, I am open to it.
Yes, Ms. Sweta. We have a couple of questions lined up, but I was going through the questions and I was listening to your lecture. Most of the questions are already answered by you, but we will, I'll read out to you for the audience sake. The first question is, what are the activities under financial literacy? You have explained the activities, but you can talk about it again in a brief.
You can see, as I told you, you can give them different kind of apps, applications. People, we are blaming the kid for spending the time on the technology. Why not take advantage? Let them spend time, but then let them do it in a proper way. Like I mentioned, you can give them games, you can take them out for a picnic and tell them, okay, fine, when we go to a picnic, these are the expenses that are happening. Give them real life scenarios. This is something that's going to help a lot. Okay, so you can give them real life scenarios. Or what you could do is give them a month. Okay, let there be a month's time. In that month's time, they will complete a particular amount of chores and they'll get this much amount of money. Now, from that money, the kid can decide whether they want to spend it, whether they want to save it. Give them a ratio. For example, the best ratio is 50, 20, 30. 50 for needs, 20 for wants, 30 for wants, and 20 for savings. So tell them whatever money that they get, you can spend a few, you can save a few, you can think about the future a few. So give them that real life kind of concept. Give them books to read. Very, very nice activity for the child to, lubricate his brain at all times.
Okay,
These are
great.
the things that can
So
be done.
can you stop sharing your screen and expand your camera screen, please, so that the audience can have a better view?
Can you see me now?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the second question is, what experiences have helped you in your pursuit of financial literacy education?
Okay, so I did my entire education is in the line of accountancy. As I mentioned in the beginning, I recently submitted my PhD thesis in the line of in the line of accountancy, where I understood that money is there. It's just the management that went wrong, and it took me 4 years to do my research, my thing. It was my thing all along, and I did take a few sessions with the students, and I saw the response of the parents when it came to me. When the parents said that my child is no longer fighting with me for any kind of a toy now, my child is saving money. The tantrums that used to go to a supermarket, and the amount of chocolates and cold drinks and this and that the child used to ask before, and the child is asking now, is it's far different. So these are certain things that I experienced in my life. There are cousins, nephews, so many people that I have shared this knowledge with, and they have come up with positive responses, and kids are aware of it. It's just that they need to be spoken about it, they need to be open about it. You need to discuss this with the kid to make sure that he can open his horizon altogether.
Right. So do you have any financial principles you follow and that you could share?
Yeah, so as I mentioned right now, 50, 30, 20 is one of the basic principle that you can start with. Of course, the 20 part will come later on, but then still it could be done. So for example, when I say about 50, 30, 20, it usually comes for adults, where we say that 50 out of the entire income that you get, 50% should go to your needs, food, rent, clothes, whatever it is. 30% should go to your wants, because we cannot survive without wants as well. We do need wants in our life. And 20%, no matter what you do, no matter what else you do, should go towards your saving. This is rule number one. And rule number two is what we as humans we always do is we get our income, we do all the expenses, and then we see, okay, fine, this month, let's say 5,000 amount is left. Okay, fine, let's save 5,000. Next month, 2,000 is left. Okay, let's save that much. Rather than this, let the approach change. As soon as a person gets an income, what you could do is first set aside your saving amount, whatever it is, let that be a fixed amount, and then manage your expenses accordingly. Similarly, you can train the same to the kid that, listen, no matter what, if you start saving 5 rupee every month, if you start saving whatever amount every month, no matter what happens, no matter if it is your friend's birthday, you need to buy a gift, you will still save that 5 rupees and managing the rest. So these are a few things that you can talk to your child, just fine tune them in such ways that they start thinking in the same parallel lines.
So if you could go back to being a teenager, what advice would you give yourself?
Oh, start SIP at a young age. Very important. Not only SIP, any sort of savings, I am so surprised now that I'm standing over here to see that financial literacy is not there in the education system, not there in schooling at all. We do not understand about this until and unless you come of the age, or you start earning, and then you start, you spend so much of money in the initial days that you do not know what to do. And you start pretty late. Okay. So I would really want to take back myself 10 years ago and start my investments pretty early, if you ask me.
So, what would you say to someone that feels overwhelmed by finances? How can somebody help themselves get started?
Take small steps. It's okay. It's okay. If you are very overwhelmed about it, do not go do all the things at all time. Take small steps. Do one step at a time. Let's start by saving only a few bucks. Okay. Then think about what is to be done with that particular amount of money. Okay. Where to invest. For example, diversification, increasing your portfolio in such a way that you have more monetary benefits and lesser risk is important. So if you're so overwhelmed about it, what you can do is break it up, set some small term goals, some short goals. Complete those short goals. When you feel happy about it, when you feel satisfied about it, you will think of the longer ones. And that is how you overcome it.
So, why is it so important to include it as a fundamental part of our education, as you said?
See, because all the parents over here, all the candidates over here who have kids, they know the amount of tantrum that the kids throw, and they do not know where money comes in and where it is going. They do not know it at all. I've seen my parents, even if I've seen so many people, that example, they do not share the hardship that they are going through. They do not tell how difficult it must be for a few parents to provide even the simplest things at times. Pandemic give us that thought. Pandemic is something that opened up that we anything is possible in this world, right? In this time, nothing is secured and nothing is permanent. Okay, if we give them the knowledge, it won't be late for them. They will start pretty early, as I told. A famous person, Warren Buffett, he's one of the biggest investors of all time. He had started investing at the age of 11. We can do the same. Look at where he is now. We can all start investing, learning, saving at a very early stage, so that they understand it is not just education and it is not just earning money, but is also utilizing the money in the proper way, which is going to end.
Right. So, one hears a lot about scammers preying on people. Does this seem to be a significant issue? If so, what should we do?
Can you come again, please?
One hears a lot about scammers, the
Yeah,
scammers
yeah,
preying on people.
yeah.
Okay. Does this seem to be a significant issue? If so, what should we do?
Yeah, of course, of course. There are scammers. There are so many scams that happens, and we are to be aware of it, which is why you should start with the official websites. As I told you, as I started before, do not go all in together. It is not something that is advised, because if you do not have the proper knowledge and you enter into it, see, for example, today's world is all about Bitcoin, 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 right? Why Bitcoin? You need to understand, do your research first. It is very, very important. Do not fall for anything that you hear from your friends or your colleagues, from your neighbors. Okay, fine, today this is very high, they are putting in the market, I'll also put in the market. Do not do that thing. You do not know whether you're going to the correct platform. You do not know whether you're clicking the right places and getting the right information. Always make sure that your websites are secured links. I hope a lot of you are already aware. The secured link is already there in the HTTP part. If it is secure, it would be green. If it is not, it would be red. And as soon as it is red, do not go ahead with it. So what you could do is first do proper amount of research of what you're planning to do, where you're planning to do, whether it is secured, whether it's not secured. If you have got some email, try to go to the original websites and check if it is changing, aligning into or not. If you have even a smallest hint, write a mail to the people saying that I received this particular email. Was this you? You know, be very aware, because it is very difficult to earn money, but if it goes to a scam, it's a heartbreak that it's difficult to mend. So it's very important a proper amount of research is done, and only after that you go ahead.
So, as a financial educator, what are some of the challenges facing you today? Your,
Um,
yeah.
See, as for me, the if you ask me, the biggest challenge that I face is time. There are so many things that we would like to do, I would like to do, but then at the end of the day, it's time management that becomes difficult. You need to be very, very thorough with it. I'm not asking people to stay on the internet, look at the stock market 24/7 or do anything of that sort. But then the consistency that you need to do, So that needs to be regulated. That needs to be, that needs to be imbibed in our life. It has to be a habit, like I said. And if you start at early age, it becomes a habit. Now it becomes more like a responsibility. Okay, fine. Oh my God, I forgot. I need to do it. It's not a habit. It has to become a habit, which I feel that if students, kids start at early age, becomes much, much, much easier, much more convenient, and it would be better for them.
Right. So last but not the least, what are some common financial misconceptions?
That you need a lot of money to start off. No, it's not that. You do not need a lot of money. You can, whatever money is there, you can manage in that. Use 50-30-20 rules, use income, expense, inflows, outflow. Have a track, We are blessed with technology. Oh my God. There are so many applications that helps you to manage your funds. You can label your funds and then you can do it. Okay. So now that I'm saying it so much, I know myself the amount of expenses that I've done in the previous month and I'm regretting. But then you're human at the end of the day. Do not punish yourself. Okay, give yourself that free hand that if you're spending more this month, next month you will try to manage it up. Okay, and at whatever stage you start, it is okay. But then you need to start. It's okay. You can still match up. You can still do it. You can still save money. You can still be financially secure. But then you need to start. That's all I want to say.
School Journal of Education and schoolreformer.com. Thank you for the talk and for patiently answering all the questions, Ms. Sweta. We also thank the audience for participating in the event. We will end the session now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Should I